Support this podcast via our Patreon and get more writerly goodness. Visit patreon.com/nanocast to join up.
Welcome to NaNoWriMo Every Month. My name is J. Daniel Sawyer. I'm the author of some 20 books, 34 short stories, and numerous articles and other things, and I am your guide on this journey to use NaNoWriMo to level up to professional output levels. Welcome to The Questions, Episode 9. Miss Priss writes in, I recently scored a writing contract for my first novel, which unfortunately hasn't been written yet. Now that I have deadlines and such, how do you recommend overcoming the pressure to produce? Now every setback, every second away from the keyboard, seems like a huge deal. Help! Well, first of all, congratulations. Once you're established, you don't generally write on spec anymore for anyone other than yourself, and you're starting off that way, which is fantastic, particularly if you're intending to pursue a traditional publishing career. That said, you've got a problem with head games related to pressure. The first thing to remember is if you've just signed a writing contract, you've got months to do the job. You've got X number of months to turn it in, then they've got X number of months to turn it back to you, and then you've got X number of weeks usually to turn the finals back to them. So, you've got plenty of time. Even if you've only got 2 months, you've got plenty of time working at 1,500 words a day to turn in a solid 80 to 90,000 word novel. And that's important to really sit with, accept, and realize, because that means that managing the pressure to produce really is about fighting an illusion. You've got plenty of time, and that can be part of the problem. You've got plenty of time and also plenty of pressure. That's exactly the right combination to paralyze you, because you have to get it done soon, but not today. And if you do enough not todays, you'll find yourself in real crunch time. So here's what you want to do. I don't know how you're going to do it, because I don't know your particular individual psychology. But what you're going to want to do is write without having an eye on the calendar. You need to get the editor who you owe a book to out of your writing office somehow. If that means you break down your expected word count and then figure out how many words you need a day to pull it off and set a word count goal, you do that. If it means that you need to not think about that at all and just set aside an X amount of time for writing every day, you do that. You figure out what it is that's going to make you at your keyboard feel safe and relaxed, and you do whatever that is, whatever it takes, even if you have to write balancing on one foot using a spiral notebook and a pen standing on the top ridgeline of your house's roof in a high windstorm. You do it. One way or the other, there's going to be some combination of tricks and rituals and comfort, the right kind of music, the right kind of drink, the right temperature of the room. Maybe you like writing in front of a fire because it's wintertime. Maybe you prefer the ambiance of a coffee shop where you've got a little bit of activity in the background to distract that part of your brain that's freaking out. Whatever it is, and feel free to experiment, you want to find a good combination of things that will put you at your ease. And then you want to focus all your attention for the time you're at your keyboard. You want to focus it on your story. And I know many of you listening are going to get mad at me for saying this, but don't worry about the outline you sold. When you send that book in, no one, and I really, really mean this, no one at that publishing company is going to read your book and compare it to the outline they bought. They're going to read your book and decide whether or not they're going to stick with the contract or pay you your kill fee. They're not going to ever go back and look at that outline. So write the book as it comes out of you and kick everything except the basic 1 or 2 sentence premise for this novel out of your office, because you cannot have that there restricting your elbow room, especially when you've got all this other pressure on you. So to put it in really basic terms, to overcome the pressure to produce, I would reduce the pressure as much as possible, mitigate what's left via comfort strategies, and then gamify the residue. Find some way to divide the task up into achievable milestones that you can feel accomplished about hitting, and don't space those milestones apart more than a couple or 3 days. If you can make it so that you can hit a milestone every day reliably, that's brilliant. Because when you're in the trenches, the incentive to get to that next milestone will matter so much more to you than the incentive to get to the final end point. That's how games keep people stuck in them and sometimes wasting their lives for hundreds of thousands of hours at a time. You want to apply that same basic behaviorist logic to yourself. Find the things that'll make you reach for it, whether it's I get a gold star on the chalkboard every time I do 1,500 words, or if I make my word count, or if I make my chapter count, I get to go out to sushi, or I get to have the coffee I like, or I get to watch the TV show I like. Or whatever it is, find the incentive, the carrot that will make you sit down every day and work for that thing. You get enough of those carrots lined up, and then you've got a rabbit run all the way to the stew pot, and you'll be good. I think that metaphor got away from me a little bit, but hopefully you know what I mean. I hope that helps, and I'll see you tomorrow. NaNoWriMo Every Month is written and presented by J. Daniel Sawyer and produced by Artistic Whispers Productions. Visit our website at NaNoWriMoEveryMonth.com and leave a tip in the tip jar to support this podcast. NaNoWriMo Every Month is copyright 2015 by J. Daniel Sawyer and Artistic Whispers Productions and released under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives license.